Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Corked Stats, the fastest freaking show in the MLB. Absolutely anywhere. With your homeboy, Big Johnny Stud, back at it again. Taco Tuesday up in the bitch. Damn, Dodgers really let us down. We always had the clean sweep, chimney, chim chiroo. Feeling pretty good about that one. Yesterday, they were up 3-0 to in the first inning. Woo-hoo. Classic finger in the coolie. That was a perfect example for any new baseball bettors like, yeah, yeah. Good to see usual suspects up in the piece. Nose. I saw Caleb and No Block. Adonis is here. Good to see everybody. A good morning, Jeff L, of course. And look at this one. Oh, LaGrosse B. That face looks familiar. All right, everybody. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter and Substack and help me keep my fucking lights on in my kids' bed. 5 pints of shit in a 2-pound box. Nobody doing it quite like us. Baseball's version of 300. Give the book nothing. Take from that motherfucker everything, yo. It ain't madness, baby.
This is Sparta!
Almost done with this damn cold. It's like, it's moving. I'm like chasing it. I chased it from my throat to my chest, my nose, my ears. Hopefully soon the exits out the anus. Enough of that shit, man. More of this. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in the mug. Oh my gosh, man. Should have charged extra for today's. My own fault, though, partly. We know around the break, a lot of rosters are moving around, and the stuff at night is not reliable. And then, of course, on top of it, man, big apologies to everybody. The names were as accurate as I could get them, what was listed, but I screwed up the import on the game numbering, and they were all fucked up. Shout out, somebody hit me up in the morning. If that ever happens, you DM me anytime. You're not a bother. You're a priority. These things happen. It's just, I was so tired. It failed my check. And, anyway. So we got a full slate today, and it's all at night. A lot of ugly looking games on the docket, I think. Now, I got to try and giddy up today. I'm trying to gear into like a faster version of the show with football on the horizon because I want to start doing the double duty here. I said duty. All right, we got Grayson Rodriguez and the Halos. They're plus 130. My ears are clogged. I can't fucking hear anything. 130 dogs on the road down in B-More to face Cade Moripovich and the Orioles. Orioles minus 156. I love me some Cade Povich, and I think he's the better pitcher in this matchup, but we haven't seen him in a minute. His last 30 is blank. I know because I just racked it. Unless this guy was just absolutely shoving in the minors, I don't know if I'm going to get there. I mean, he just gave up 6 earned in AAA in his last start. So, I like Povich. This counts as a debut start. Don't put the cart before the horse. And then Rodriguez, who we thought would be freaking awesome, right? There was a point Grayson Rodriguez was the most highly touted pitching prospect in the entire country. He went 11th overall in 2018. Now we've been waiting. And it's injuries and shit. It's been really freaking bad. I wouldn't back him until you at least get a couple good ones. He went 5, gave up 2 after giving up 11 runs through 8 innings. At least 2 earned in 8 straight. I mean, he might be the winning pick here. I don't know if I want to back him. That would be mostly based on the price. Now, shit, guys, I fucked this up because I had Trevor Rogers. So now Angels won't be facing. Angels are not facing. Excuse me, a lefty. I'll fix that afterwards. Damn, I racked all the pitching in the model, plus the K projections and the team totals, and I forgot about the lefty-righty split stuff. Although I guess it's close enough. I got it right here. Excuse me, and I'm just fucking dying right now. I'm sick with allergies. I mean, neither team is trying to hit at all. 2 of the worst offenses in the league last 7 days overall. Angels haven't hit righties for shit. And the lefty splits for the Orioles has actually come around, so maybe that's what the market likes. You got to be liking scoring in this one. I'm surprised it's only at 8.5. This one should be 9. Hold on. Excuse me 1 second again. I do my best not to cough into this fucking thing. It's so rude. Okay, so we got 8.5. It's minus 120. That's the only play you're going to want in this one because it's closing at 9. The Angels also, I think that's the main point before we move on. Angels just sold off the entire bullpen. Right? Like, I think legit the entire bullpen. Meaning Yates, Zeferjan, and maybe even Bachman too. Hold on, I'm going to try and confirm this right now. If this shit was moving around like crazy. Oh no, I guess Bachman is still there. But Zeferjan and Yates are gone. This bullpen is already bad. They're going to be fucked. You can probably bet against the Angels and roll it over for the next, 10 or 20 days. So, yeah, give me scoring. And move the shit on. I'm going to try and hurry up. Next up, JT Ginn on the bump. He's back from injury, so this is a return start also. He's on the road as a 113 dog in Cincinnati to face Brady, the wedding singer, minus 136 at the crib. Man, another one. To me, it's scoring or nothing. Surprised this one's at 9. Think it probably should be at 9.5. It already is moved to 9.5. Algo is out for a while. And you know, the best I could do. So shout out to all the people jumping on the model early. Whenever we're a full run north of a total, you could bet your fucking testicles that it's going to move in our direction. It's just what we do. You know what I mean? Whether or not there are sharps or line makers tracking our stuff, or we're just directionally correct, or a combination of the two, it's always the fucking case. Man, I think the Reds win, but the model's definitely giving me a nudge. Kind of hard to back, though. It's the A's bullpen that I would really want to attack. I think, as much as I like Ginn, and I think he's the better pitcher, I don't like him in this return start in this environment where Singer, as much as I want to fade this guy, he's been very good at home, if I'm not mistaken. I'm wrong about that. Hold on. There it is. Shit. Maybe it was the last 30 that Singer was getting my attention. That's what it was. Singer pitching to a 213 ERA, 103 whip last 30 days. Indicator's good, but not great. So sorry about that. It wasn't home this way. So yeah, over or nothing. I especially 9 flat. I'm really surprised. I would say 9.5, but I'm seeing it now. There are a couple 9s out there because the 9.5 is even money. So I think there's probably going to be a couple 09s, minus 115, minus 118. That would be the play because I think there's a lot of backdoors to get out with a push. Those 5-4. You like the offenses? I like the Reds offense. They're hitting a little bit right now. I would like the A's offense if they weren't missing 40 fucking pieces. Though they've made pretty good contact and done a little bit with it, I always think Singer's in trouble. That bullpen for the Reds has been the saving grace. So I think the Reds win, but model saying be careful with the pricing. Next up, Zach Littell on the bump for the Nacionals. They're very heavy, 212 dogs on the road against a Jesus Lizard. Jesus Luzardo and the Fighting Phils, minus 264 favorites down on Broad Street. Man, model just not buying the Washington v. Lefty love that's been going on all year. I guess a couple pieces have moved on, and there's just such a giant disparity in the pitching itself. Littell's been a fucking gas can. 618 ERA, 148 whip, all the indicators north of 5.5. I mean, that's really bad. It's really bad. And there's a guy who's actually pretty good for the Rays. He started pitching decent for a little bit this year, and that just was like the total fugazi right there. 5 KBB, sub 7 swinging strike, and a 21 CSW. I almost could bet you there isn't another starter with more than 65 innings that has a 21 CSW. This just cannot be. You shall not pass. It just is not a thing that should happen in real life, whereas Jesus Luzardo is freaking awesome. He had a couple blow-ups at home. They're screwing up a lot of the numbers. This guy is a true, legit, and bona fide ace. Luzardo is fucking awesome, right? Let's be real. Now, the worry is still going to be that lefty split for the Nats, even with the moving pieces and a couple injuries, though James Woods is down. Oh, can I just cry for a minute? Oh, the first day of baseball playoffs. The first day. We're out. It's over. I'm out. It's over. That's it. Fuck. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. The guy that carried me to a lot of these baseball finals gets hurt on the first day. Wood was grabbing his oblique. He might be done for the season. You hate to say it, but that's how this shit works. Oh, what a fucking disaster. What a fucking disaster. Anyway, he's left-handed but hits lefties. But they've still been very good against lefties. Now, the worry would be the swing and strike, the lack of wins in zone, where Luzardo has been very good. I don't think you could just look past him. But if we're talking straight wins here, the Nats bullpen is so incredibly bad. They're just so incredibly bad. Cosgrove just took the loss yesterday. Last time they had a leader on the week, Ribalta took the loss on Wednesday. They just can't hold on to a lead. They cannot get any critical outs. They have no chance of getting critical outs against good teams. I was a bit surprised to see this total up at 9. That feels a little bit high with Sandoval on the bump. Oh, Sandoval. I'm sorry. I was flicking around with Luzardo on the bump. Although I'm looking for it. Here it is. Yeah, 9. It's a hard 9, too. I was looking to see if maybe I had like a one-off. That happens sometimes. And that really feels high for me. But I guess there's always the chance of, the Phil's kind of running it. Totals of 3.5 and 5.5. Plus 100 both ways. So I'm just on the fucking fence here. Phillies cover. It's minus 135. I'm going to say thanks, but no thanks. Next up, Showman I on the bump for the Let's Go Mets Go. Plus 130 on the road in Forest City. To face Joey Cantillo, my boy, and Le Gardien. Joey Cantillo, definitely part of my baseball plan. Really hoping for him. Also, Guardians making some moves at the deadline, bringing in Nasty Neat Low and Joe Adele to kind of bolster the center of that lineup. All of a sudden, Guards a contender. Here we go. We love the Pizzana stuff. We love the Lauder. J-Ram is back. They have excellent starting pitching. Let's fucking go. Gavin Williams looks as good as anybody. Let's go, Guardians. Reflected in the price, minus 155 against the Mets, who were funny, for all the it's the Mets are selling. They didn't really give up anybody good. The Mets did what good dynasty fantasy managers do, and it's sell off, anything that's not nailed down. I'm doing it right now, digging through the bottom of my fucking rosters and trying to get back-end picks, flipping my last possible pick for the best one I could get. And all of a sudden, you kind of shift up next year's board. These guys, I can't keep them all. Mine's not a keeper league, not dynasty. I can't keep them, so you might as well get the most that you can. Fantasy heads, hit me up with any questions, of course. Paid subscribers to the front of the line. Yeah, Cantillo should have the edge in this one. Again, he's been good, and especially good as of late. 3.97 ERA. The whip is a little bit high, but the expected ERA near 2.5 with a 23 KBB for Cantillo. Again, the whip's been really high all year. I guess he's been really unfortunate with a 3.28 BABIP, which is pretty crappy. But I think there's some goodies in there. Minaya, though, was pretty good, and I don't know if the guard should be minus 155. We got lefty on lefty violence coming up. Mets have hit lefties. Definitely better than the Guardians. Now, that's part of the reason Adele was brought in. I don't know how much are going to move the needle just for him. Quick shot up into the comments here. B. Rose, my guy, it was BGC. I knew it was BGC, Rose. I knew it, bro. I knew it. You can't at that faccia bella. Jackfish up the piece. Good to see you. Oh, a nice hit off the sheets. Little 22-1. Let's fucking go.
Spartan! What is your profession?
Oh, I know. I had a couple of friends sweating. People that just, again, I don't like recommend parlays, but I do recommend you do whatever the fuck you want with your life, providing you're responsible, right? That's the thing that comes in big block letters before all of it. If you're responsible, Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't let some shitbag boomer in Vegas tell you have to bet straight. That's the pussy V. Who gives a fuck? You can play for the lotto. Don't listen to fucking anybody, providing you're not getting yourself in trouble and your expectations are in line with the bet. When you parlay 4 or 5 pieces a day, you have to understand you could go, months without getting anything. And that's why it is a long-term losing strategy, right? Let's not mince reality with fantasy. But I know there's some people, it's fun for them. They're not looking to make $18 betting 20. That's fucking stupid. They're looking for the Yahoo. They've got expendable cash that they would be spending on something else. So if you were going to be spending on fucking drugs or alcohol or some other shit, what's the fucking difference? You enjoy yourself, and just like those other things, you get disappointed. Then you get the funny Norm Macdonald quote, like, yeah, but those don't offer, right? Cocaine doesn't offer to pay you $50K sometimes. So I know we had a lot of people, because I start seeing the screenshots, people, when it happened as soon as the Dodgers hit that home run, like, oh, we're looking really good today. And I was like, oh, shut the fuck up, yo. Shut up, man. Yeah, we were 5 and 6 on straights yesterday. Hopefully what I'm hoping happened. Yo, B Custom also, what a day. Yeah, J Man, good to see you. Yeah, we're starting to roll. You know what I think it is? And I wouldn't be surprised. I like to tangent for the things that I think matter as far as execution and methodology. Don't be surprised if next year I take the first week out of the break off, just to kind of recalibrate. That really set us back. That week really fucking set us back. Without that week, we'd be crushing right now. That was really, really fucked. And again, doesn't it kind of lean into a lot of what we talk about? Guys off broken scheduling. That's everybody off the break. So, I want to kind of note that. Everybody put that on the fucking pineal gland right there, whatever. All right, back to Mets and Guards. And the Mets bullpen has been the better unit, though I probably like the Guards pound for pound. Again, I got the Guards for a win, slightly under a half a run on the model side, but minus 155 is a little pricey. I mean, maybe they're part of a parlay. Now, Dobbins just got the little up and down, because of Dustin May. That's what it was. Dobbins had looked pretty good in the start that I saw him. Let me check this out. I'm curious if he even missed this start even. Last time we saw Dobbins, it's like an extra day or two. I knew we just seen him. He went 5 1/3. He got touched by the Cubs. I was talking about the game at LA. He went 6 shutout, walked none, struck out 5. He's got a couple of good starts there. He shut out Cincinnati 3-5. Dobbins on a pushover would be the point. If you want to count this as broken rest, I get it. The Yankees also called up Lombard for Volpe, which was probably about time. Weathers, who we like, has been good from a disciplinary standpoint. You'd like to see him get ahead of more people, but the ground ball stuff has been really encouraging as a Yankee fan, that he is keeping it down. What's the problem? The misses go out. So for a guy, that he's at max innings for this season, right? 115 innings pitched is near the top of the board. With a 47% ground ball rate, he's probably one of the few guys that are over 110 innings with a plus 45 ground ball that also have more than 15 home runs given up, 17 home runs for Weathers. That's always been the issue, feeding the four-seamer. I mean, I would say objectively he's done his worst pitching at home, but the underpinning stuff is good. And the last 30 stuff is good as well. I think this one feels like maybe a little bit more pitching than we're expecting. I should have started with the totals. I thought it was high. I'd be wrong. It was at 4 and 8. Yeah, I could still get under this 8 because the Yankees are such a heavy favorite. Probably won't see the bottom of the 9th. And the Yankees offense, in my opinion, kind of sucks right now. 30% K rate as a team. Last 240 plate appearances versus righties. Just horrendous. And the Cardinals splits versus lefties. You know what? Had been brutal. I'm looking at them now last 30 days. They're really starting to click up. They got some ballers. The Cardinals definitely have some ballers, and I talk about dead wrong. I thought they were going to be ass. Like total ass this year. Like one of the worst teams in the league. I thought the pitching was trash. I didn't think the hitting was mature enough. And I got served every which way. They've even gotten surprises from Wynn's been better than I thought. Blaze Jordan's been better than I thought. Herrera is legit. Walker had the breakout. Weatherholt hit the ground running. All of a sudden, Cardinals are legit. They might win this game again. However, if you like, anybody could win any game. If I was taking the money on the Cardinals, I think there's a good reason to just bet them at 5. Because if I'm not mistaken, they also moved on from Romero got traded yesterday. Also, Soriano pitched back-to-back days, and he blew the save yesterday. So O'Brien's available, but the bullpen is like, because O'Brien was available and Ferguson, the lefty, is available, I didn't put them on the report, but they're as close as you could be without getting there. So I think the play for me is probably... It's St. Louis F5. I'm wondering if we can get plus money on the run line. You can't. It's minus 115. So that's a little pricey. I don't know. I'm probably just leaving this one. Nothing I really love. Let me go back and fill in my show sheet really quick. Just shout out everybody. Support good people, doing good work. I'm doing my best to keep all the trains running with all this absurdity going on in MLB, with all the NFL stuff as well. I'm going to try and get to another ranking update today. I should have time to get it. So we had, now the A's game were off. Yeah, I didn't really have anything. That's why I didn't mark it. I don't know if I had the guts to go under Washington or Philly. I didn't really love anything for Cleveland. I guess that play would be the run line at the juicy price to look for like a Mets fucking collapse. And then maybe, again, I don't really like anything here. And if I'm under the 8, yeah, I think more than the F5, I think I'd be under the 8 in Yankee Stadium. Again, not getting that 9th frame hopefully would happen. Me kind of fading the Yankees offense and thinking Dobbins is just a little bit better than he's going to go for. Next up, my boy, former boy, Davis Martin, plus 109 dog for the Pale Hose. White Sox heading down to Fenway to face Patrick Sandoval and the Red Laundry. All of a sudden, Boston in a really great spot to compete. While I mention it, give me 1 second. Let me bring up the standings, which I find very funny that, like, if I'm ever in regular life circles and baseball comes up, people expect me to I talk about everything else. And I don't, right? I just kind of, What am I going to start? Well, actually, that doesn't correlate. I'm not going to fucking be that guy. I'm having fun. You know what I mean? It's silly. But I do find it funny that I have no idea what the standings look like at all. And that's something that casuals absolutely have a grip on. This team's behind this team, and I have no clue. No clue. I got to take my L's. It's a fucking admission of guilt, but it is the truth. I have no idea what it looks like. So I'm like, apparently the Rays are in first place, 3.5 on the Yanks and the Red Sox, but those are all really tight because of all the division games still to come. Orioles, Jays probably out of it. Braves 7.5 up on the Phils, but the Phils have the same win total as the Red Sox. Man, Brewers have 69 wins. Fuck the Brewers. Tied with the Dodgers. Cubs at 64. Man, Pirates at 57. I thought they were going to be a little bit better. I still think I like them to make a charge. How about the wild card? Started taking a wild ride, but once it came up, I had to see it. It's Yankees, Red Sox, and Guards in the 3 AL wild card spots right now. Behind Rays, White Sox, and Astros are division leaders, which is fucking awesome. Then it's the Twins are only a game out. Wow. Twins, Rangers, Mariners, Orioles. Wait, the Orioles are only 2.5 games out, but you got to skip 4 teams. But to me, that's not like a sell. Same for the Tigers. I honestly, to whoever runs the Tigers, fuck you. You're a fucking pussy. You're a fucking pussy. You have Tariq Schoolboy, you're 2.5 games behind. You push for the fucking World Series. You're a pussy. And we're not going to have baseball next year. I hate to break it to everybody. We're not getting baseball next year. What a bunch of fucking yo-yos. What a bunch of fucking scumbags. Toronto also just 4 games out. I know my Blue Jay folks are, just ready to step in front of a train. I'll be on TSN radio on Wednesday. I'm going to talk Blue Jays, people off the cliff. Maybe I wouldn't have sold off fucking Gausman either. I don't think 4 games and 4 teams is, or even 5 teams, is too much. Anyway, pretty exciting to have all these teams kind of in it. Yankees, I guess, sitting kind of comfortably, but these games all really matter. So a division leading White Sox team and a second bubble team, second wild card team in Boston, just fucking crazy stuff. Boston minus 131 favorite. Now, they saw something they liked when they paid Sandoval when he was hurt to have the TJ in rehab. To me, he's kind of outkicked the coverage, though. And I'm kind of waiting for this to go wrong. But there is a lot to like. He has command and control. The elevation stuff makes me nervous, but he's been very good at, keeping it way up. And you can see that for all the fly balls. He's a 26 April fly. Like, Sandoval's been perfect, That's as close to perfect as you could be with the high four-seamer. And then Martin, I keep trying to squint at it. I was under the hood on Savant earlier, and on a pitch basis, there's a lot to like, but he just can't get ahead, and he keeps suffering with the poor BABIP. But I think maybe we've jumped the shark on Martin. I think maybe he is okay. Last 30 days has been kind of brutal. But again, I do think there's still something in there. White Sox v. lefties has been a really brutal split for them. So as much as I don't think Sandoval is going to keep getting away with this, it might happen for another day. And the Boston offense, they need a shot of life. They were humming for like a few-week period. And they look really terrible. The power stats, bottom of the barrel against righties, 300, just over 325 PAs. Just horrible. Just horrific, man. 34 pull, 32 hard hit, 5.5 barrel. That's a 285 xWOBA, implying 3.25 runs. You could try and squint at the L7. I guess it's starting to pop. And if you believe in the Red Sox, this is what a breakout would look like. Hard to believe in the White Sox offense right now. They're kind of trending in the wrong direction, at least for right now. Both bullpens have been pretty good. So I'm a little bit on the fence. I'm probably in agreement with the model that it's Boston for the win, but I'm probably holding my nose to get there. There's so many favorites coming up. I was going to mention pairing these, like Guards and Red Sox. I don't think I want to fade the White Sox though. I think they're a little too good. I think minus 130 is a little too heavy. And I think the plus 109 is not enticing enough. Hey. Ryan Megusto on the bump for the mighty Marlins, plus 130 dog down in Atlanta to face Grant Holmes in the dirty. Like I said, I want to giddy up. I want Berry to lead here. I think Miami's going to win as a dog here. I'm surprised. Heavy dog. We hit our dogs, right? We had one yesterday. Pirates were a nice favorite and nice underdog, and that one got home. They almost coughed it up at the end. Atlanta, the better team, but I'm not buying the home stuff. And Gusto's been starting to ring the last couple days. He's not a bad pitcher. He had some injuries. He also got moved around. And then kind of jerked, up and down, minors and stuff. So I hope I'm not making excuses for him so much as trying to be consistent, right? I put a lot of stress into this creature of habit thing. When guys get rest broken and stuff, that I'm going to kind of attack that and vice versa. And I think now we're finally getting to see Gusto get the ball. He just got beat up by Philadelphia pretty bad. He gave up 6, but he'd been awesome for a solid month as they were stretching him out. I don't know. I guess maybe I am making excuses for him. That's the first home run he gave up in a fucking month. That one game. So you see the last 30 stuff is bad for Gusto. It's all in that one start. So I don't know. I think it's a buy. I actually think it's a buy low spot. I really do. The Braves' offense has not been great. Losing in zone, too many ground balls. Marlins are starting to hum a little bit. I'm not buying Holmes. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, he's massive. He's got problems with lefty home runs. I think the way Conine and Stowers are hitting, I think they're going to fucking feast on this guy. Braves bullpen's been struggling also. I think the price is crazy to me. So if I have a short ticket, this one is probably going to end up on it. And we're moving on from there. What I could probably give you one. Next up, sorry about that. My boy Joey Ryan on the bump for the Twinks. Apparently, they're pushing for the wild card as minus 150 favorites. Holy crap! I'm like, how are the Twins favorite anybody? Ryan's season's just so ridiculous, man. He's up and down, getting pulled from games with all the blow-ups. Although, if that was his last start, was that crazy home run game his last start? I would buy low on that. No, that was 2 starts ago, and he got beat up last time. Anyway, so yeah. There goes that idea. How about a double bottom? Anybody into trading? Sometimes you test the bottom more than once. Twins on the road against the Royals with Cheese, Randy Dobnak on the bump, plus 123 dog, and it's going to be hot as hell in Minnesota, I mean, Ryan is like obviously the better pitcher by an order of magnitude. Randy Dobnak is pitching to a .55 ERA and a 110 whip, despite having a 6% KBB and a 51% hard hit rate. I don't care if they're on the ground. He has a 100% left on base rate. This is going to come back. Okay, so if we're betting on a favorite, you're going to be pairing stuff. Give me the Twins. I think the Twins are probably a pop for a cover also. Who did they bring in? They brought in somebody that pissed me off. Oh, Jeff Hoffman. Damn, everybody knows I'm a fantasy guy. And I've had Yendris Gomez kind of be one of those mid-season saviors. It's very hard to find saves. He's been good. You're really going to bring in Hoffman and fucking gas can sometimes? I mean, maybe. I've liked him in the past, but he hasn't corrected. So I wonder if my Toronto people are glad to see him go. I guess adding an arm is never bad. It's the Royals bullpen that's really effed. They're just horrific. They are fully rested. I'm not sure it matters. Being buoyed by Lang, who's having just a miserable season. Twins offense has not been great versus lefties. The more I look at it, I thought it was a little bit stronger. Royals certainly are not, but they're just missing so many pieces. They become hard to back. Last 7, I guess you're going to get take up from the Twins. You'd like to see them steal a damn base. But at least the hard hit stuff is there. So I guess if you're pitching to contact with Dobnak on the mound, that makes sense. I just think Wright is going to get up there and shove. I think we get the bounce back today. If not, I'm surprised to see the model to the under 9 here. Though, to be fair, we are over 4 on both, so you might have a 4 + 4 = 5 situation. Point being, I just thought maybe higher. Again, the model is always going to kind of lean towards the more macro with pitchers, right? And Ryan just has such a long track record of success. I think it's hard after 2 starts. But here's a bum. Next up, my boy Jared Jones on the bump. How the hell is Jared Jones a plus 138 dog? To who? Logan Henderson, Weapon X, and the Cheesemakers is the answer. Minus 167. This price is wrong, right? This price is incorrect. Do I think the Pirates are necessarily going to win? No, I'm not really sold. Wait, hold on. I'm getting called out, man. I got to answer the call. B. Custom says, did John say the Braves offense hasn't been that great? I mean, they haven't been that great. Not taking walks, too many ground balls. Just a 106 WRC plus. They've gotten some barrels. You get some home runs. It's easy to kind of go after that. It's definitely been encouraging after the bottom that they're coming off of, but is the 14 that much stronger? I thought I was looking at that also. Braves held 14 versus righties also, so it might just be really slanted left-handed stuff. Because, we got the numbers up on the board. They do not lie, my friend. So I didn't mean to dogpile them as being shitty. I've got a middle of the pack, yeah, B. Rose, Rankin, kind of in agreement there. But yeah, I see what you're saying, Custom. Custom's gone the home runs and stuff. But yeah, let me get back on track. And it wasn't, I just want you to know, my man, it wasn't like a call out, Custom. It's more, I invite the scrutiny. I want to make sure that I'm not misframing and getting stuff wrong. So, I invite all of the, challenging. I think you should do that. I'm asking you for fucking money. But yeah, it's not in It's not really in the sheets. It's not really in the sheets at the very least. So okay, let's get back into Pirates and the Jones price that I'm just struggling with. Jared Jones is awesome. And Logan Henderson is awesome. Gosh, this is one of the few games that I think I'm under these low totals. It's at 4 and 7.5. Now, part of me, and I know anyone that's watching the show knows, and this is reflected even yesterday, the unders we bet were full games. This one, I might be leaning first 5. I worry a little bit about the distance stuff. Let's see if I can quantify that. Remember, everybody, I do have the props columns here. Ks per game, walks per game, outs per game, pitches per game started. See how Jones and Henderson, the pitch counts are low, the out counts are low. Though MGM just bumped the F5 down to 3.5. I'm not going under 3.5. I will go under a 4, and I think that's the answer. Though outside of that, I really like the Pirates getting a half run through 5 at minus 115. I just think that's a misprice. I don't think Jones should be getting spotted a run to anybody. Again, Henderson's very good. Henderson is very good. But we're talking about pricing here. Man, Pittsburgh offense has been kind of fucked, huh? A little bit broken on the disciplinary side. A little too aggressive and starting to chase. Never a good sign. Starting to press a little bit. So maybe I do want to pump the brakes. I don't know. I hate the Brewers. I feel like every time I back them, they disappoint me. But I feel like I know they're good. And then when I fade them, they step up. L7, man, one of these teams has been worse than the other. Yeah, I'd feel pretty good about the F5U4 if I could get my hands on that shit. Where did I leave off with the Twins? Was it? I forgot. I think I got sidetracked. And I was looking for I wanted to look up the price on the run line cover. It's plus money, but it's not great. It's plus 110. So to me, the Twins are a good candidate for the blend, right? When I was mentioning the blend bet, the Twins are a good candidate for a blend. We have the pitching edge. I think we have the better offense, and we have the better bullpen. That game could run. Where, like, if you pay minus 150, you should at least get a little smidge on the run line. It'll help you boost your profits. I think they'd run away with it. Opposed to other ones where you're like, oh, we don't. I'm facing the White Sox, for example. I wouldn't want to blend that one. I'm afraid of that one. I'd be closer to betting the White Sox in that one, or even the under if you believe in the pitching both ways. So model has the Brewers for a win, but again, we're talking a third of a run at minus 167. You shouldn't be defaulting to the favorite and saying, well, you have the Brewers to win. That's not how you do this, homie. Next up, Blade Tillwell on the bump for the Gigantes. San Francisco treats are plus 170. Dogs on the road in the Lone Star State to face Mackenzie Gore and the Rangers, minus 205. Man, I don't really know much about Tidwell. I feel like we're supposed to like him. Are we supposed to like him? Oh, I was getting shoved down my throat because he was a big-time Mets prospect. 52nd overall pick. Let's see, how was he in the minors this year? Really not great. Double-digit walk, 1.5 whip. I never like to see that. But it looks like he's pitched okay in the bigs a little bit. He was just kind of relieving, and it was all the way back in April. He's been stretched out as a full starter. You're going to get, he faced at least, 22 batters and 7 of 8. Like, he's going. But he's been a little bit unimpressive. Also, way too many walks. 8 walks in his last 3 AAA starts. I'm not buying the Bidwell stuff. What I was going to get at, I should have said it out front. These are the plays, right, that you're looking for, again, for blending. If you're going to pay juice, and you're going to be pairing the money line and hitting the run lines, you want games where you're like, okay, yeah, we could fucking kill this team right here. Where does Texas sit on that scale? Oh, I mentioned him. Texas was right 1 game behind Minnesota. 3 games under 500. Kind of pushing for that last wild card spot. So yeah, this next month is obviously incredibly critical for them. I tend to really like Gore. I think the book on him is the home road stuff. I'm not even that big of a home road split guy. But eventually, How many times are we going to smash our head into the fire hydrant? How many times am I going to start a lefty versus the Cubs? How many times am I going to start Mariners pitchers on the road? Because the spreadsheet says it. And sometimes just fucking capitulate. It's like you're talking to your kids. Just fucking listen to me because I said so. So Gore has been incredible at home, and here you could back him for sure. 360 ERA, 330 xFIP, 108 WHIP, and a 22 KBB. He's been fucking very solid. Giants offense has struggled versus lefties. They've actually been a little bit better than I thought last 30. You know, that entire offense kind of had an awakening. But they did just move on from Elliot Ramos, missing Casey Schmidt. They've been missing Matt Chapman, also Bader. So, like, you know, the Giants offense is really kind of trending down. The L7 is starting to reflect that. You can see, I mean, one of the worst power bins. Though, you know, when you steal bases, and to be fair, stealing bases is good. Texas has been kind of shitty, and I thought they were starting to really rock and roll. It's actually been kind of brutal. Again, if you're chasing surface stuff, extra base hits are there, a little bit of average, but it's coming from BABIP, where the underpinning stuff, in particular, chase, zone contact, swing and strike, all pretty brutal. My thing here is, how far is Tidwell going? And who's getting outs for San Francisco? They moved on from Killian and Eric Miller. They were already really bad. The Giants and the Angels, you could probably bet live overs right against them, either live game total overs or live team totals against them the rest of the season. These bullpens are going to be stone cold worst. Just the worst thing you ever saw. I liked Miller. He was good. Killian, I was hot and cold, but without those pieces, they're not getting any critical outs. I know the Rangers have struggled. Didn't they add, though? Oh, maybe not. I thought the Rangers added. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, Silseth was the ad, which has actually a nice little piece right there because Latz has been really damn good to go with kind of Peyton Gray at the end of games. So I think from an arm talent level, I'm not like over the moon for the Texas Rangers, but I really think they're the better team. Sorry to take so long in this one. I think I'm going to wind up on the blend here because the run line is also at plus money. That's usually like my barrier for entry on this one. So give me Texas run line. Shit, I forgot to put anything down for Pittsburgh, and I don't even remember what I said. It was like, I think I'm under the 4. I'm going to put under the 4 and try and find it. But my worry about the Pittsburgh-Milwaukee under 4 is that it's going to get juiced up. And that I'm not really trying to do. I'd rather go under the 7.5. And if that got juiced up, then I'm probably just going to leave them alone. I don't like to. That's where I don't like to challenge CLV. Next up, Tariq Scoobaloo. He's on the bump for the Trolley Dodgers. Minus 206 on the road against Javier Assad. I don't know. Lefties versus Cubbies. I don't know what to do. I was like thinking over, but the total beat me to 5 and 9. Model is saying absolutely not. The wind is blowing out. It's only like 8, 9. It's not like 15, 16, but it is blowing out. Man, I'm not sure where I stand in this. Scooble's obviously incredible. Assad's been a lot better than I ever give him credit for. I'm always on the fade for Javier Assad, but he's always getting away with this shit. And again, that's what happens. When you don't walk anybody and you keep the ball down, you know, we talk about this all the time. That's the path to success if you don't have great stuff. Dodgers, after letting us down yesterday, the offense is still hitting. And you would think they have a pretty good kind of matrix, like a good matchup against Assad here. Does anybody match up well against Scooble? I don't know. Again, I've gotten beaten throwing lefties at the Cubs all season. My ass hurts. It's awful. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave that one. Comment section on fire right now, looking like a Heathcliff fucking cartoon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it because Everyone is going to be chasing the Skubal steam. I think it's a little bit too expensive. Like for the debut with the Cubs, tough hitting environment, good team. Again, that run line is minus 135. That's a little too hot for me. Where, wait, what do I like? I mean, I used to. Okay, Trent, this is interesting. I was just about to mention this. He said fade the Cubs after a day of double digit runs. I hear you. I do. But there's something on the board that, like, I used to always almost blind bet, especially with any kind of cause, meaning the team is decent. And you can get the Cubs at home getting a run at plus money. And I know it's always tough to go against Skubal. It is. But the Dodger bullpen has not been good. And the Cubs bullpen has been good, and they're adding into it. And I don't feel like that's greedy at all. I really like that play. It's plus 110, meaning Cubs full game plus 1.5. So I don't mean to like go up against you, Trent, like because we're picking them to lose, right? Can we fade them? Can that count? That Assad is just okay. The Dodgers offense, does a little bit. Yeah, I got a lot of mixed signals. I'm just moving on. I'm not digging it. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry. Next up, Macho Man Trey Savage on the bump for the Bluebirds, plus 109, down in Houston to face Hayden Wesneski and the Astros. All right, let's not bury the lead. We're to the under. We've been on the under this entire Toronto-Houston series, and it keeps getting home. Yeah, you like that, Rankin? My boy. Yeah, me too. It's sometimes some plays feel sharp because people don't like them. And again, that's reflected in the price. But getting plus money on the Cubs are a good team. The Cubs are not a bad team. The Cubs are a good team. I don't think they're better than the Dodgers. No. But I do like plus money to lose at home. In these lefty spots, especially if they get the Skubal, look at that, another lefty thing again. Whatever. So yeah, back to this one. I think your Savage is very good. And are people chasing like the Wisniewski blow up? Everything's checked out for me. He rocked the 30 CSW, elite control. He got ahead of everybody. He got a bunch of chases. So I think anyone chasing the 5 innings we just got from Wisniewski is misplaced, right? That's the debut start that we weren't into. See, at least I'm consistent. You could be a lot of bad things. At least I'm consistent. You Savage not getting any love. He's got good swing and miss. He can be a little bit wild, and that's an issue. I bet you that's the market hang-up. Houston's been hitting, and we're talking about the better offenses right now. Houston is fucking crushing, man. 385 plate appearances versus righties, leading the league in homers, 297 average, 366 OBP, 426 slug, nearly 800 OPS as a squad. Man, big-time pull power. It's what the Astros do when they're connecting. And who did they bring in? So many moving pieces. Who did they bring in? Oh, Dalton Varsho. Let's go. Dalton Varsho slotting in to the cleanup spot today. And I think that's huge. Like, huge, huge, huge. Hold on, Joe Chris. Keep that in mind. I love you. I love you. I need these. Hold on. I want to make sure I say it out loud so I remember. But, how the fuck did I just lose my train of thought? Motherfucker. All right. Well, no one's fault but my own. I always split the baby too many times. Okay, so let me do the comment. Maybe it'll come back to me. Joe Chris says, Murphy on the Angels probably ends up closing. Beast in the minors this year. Sorry, I'm going to be selfish and I don't see... Hold on, let me check again. I'm not seeing that. Oh, excuse me, Luke Murphy. I see it. Called up Friday. Already has 2 clean innings with a hold. All right. Fangraphs like Bachman, and I think the fantasy crowd is going to be chasing Bachman, but that's how you do it. You chase these guys and pick them up for $1. And hope you end up with some freaking saves. Oh, the thing I wanted to mention I forgot was the Varsho ad to me could be a huge force multiplier for the Astros. they've been dying for another left-hand bat, like a legitimate left-hand bat. This could be enormous for them. Enormous. I really tend to like Varsho anyway. He also plays good D. Houston brings in good players. They kind of know. They kind of know what they're doing. So I will back off on the, kind of like in Toronto. So maybe I came in a little hot in Toronto, especially the way the Houston bullpen's been pitching. Toronto not too far behind, by the way. But if this was 8.5, I'm firmly to the under again. Under 8.5, there it is. The only thing I'm worried about, and this is poor process, is that I think we went under the last 2 games, and I hate to look for the clean sweep, but they legit have, nothing to do with each other. All right, I'm going to try and hustle through the back end here. Freddie got fingered Peralta. He's on the bump for the Rays, the newest Ray, Freddie Peralta. On the road in Colorado to face Gabriel Hughes and the Rocks. Let's not bury the lead. I got the Rocks for the win here. Let's fucking go. Let's go, model. Let's go. Although this is another one. Hughes, I think there are distance concerns, right? And we're looking to jump on Peralta, the fucking fastball that we know he's going to throw over and over and over and over again. Hughes has been very good at home. I mean, he's gone over 15 outs. He's cleared 5. But given the price, I think we might want the F5 in this one. First 5 pricing incoming. Ooh, plus 120. Yes, please. Yes, please. Like this, that's my fucking smash-a-rooney right there. If I had a Birkin bag and a private jet I didn't own to stand in front of, I'd be like, what? 1,000 mega unit, mega whale lock, bro. Yeah, so give me Hughes, F5. I think he's the much better pitcher, and I think he's going to continue getting better as we go. He's got a lot of shine to him. Offenses? I mean, we have the Rays moving, right, traveling to Colorado. They were in Tampa yesterday, weren't they? To face a Rockies offense that's been there and hitting. Let's go. I don't always trust the Rays on the road anyway. Again, we don't want to be in a dogfight with the Rays, with the Rockies bullpen. That we don't want. They just got rid of Senzatella also. He was like a saving grace back there. Don't do that. So keep it to F5. Take the plus money. And I'll see you at the window. Next up, Macho Man Randy Vasquez. Ooh, double Macho Man today. Green rise to the top. Yeah. Vasquez on the bump. Plus one. I'm such an idiot. Plus 113 dog. Down in the desert to face Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez, and the fucking Diamondbacks. I am going to vomit. Right, so I was just complaining about selling off my fantasy team. One of the reasons I suck so bad is I got fucking Eduardo Rodriguez, like a top 10 fucking overall player. Oh my gosh, it's gonna collapse for him eventually. I fucking promise. God, I just killing me, man. Oh, the pain. Rodriguez is not a 2.48 ERA pitcher. He's getting away with murder. 86% left on base rate, though he's doing the moxie thing, right? Keeping it down, controlling the zone, rolling guys over. Just doing the veteran thing. Where Vasquez, I thought he was having a better season. I think I'm confusing him with Peter Montero. Right, those are my 6 starter guys. Man, it's been really bad for Vasquez. 8.2 KBB, 8.9 swing and strike, sub 24 CSW, getting hit hard, balls up in the air a little too much. Gonna have to agree with the pricing here. Though I do not like Erod at all. I do not like Erod. No, I don't want to. But Arizona offense has been pretty damn good. Finally shaping up. It took them long enough. Really cleaning up the disciplinary stuff, and we're seeing that kind of manifest. Yeah, I gotta go with Arizona today. But do you trust the bullpen? I wonder if the answer is the over. I was surprised it's 8.5. I thought it would be 8, bitch. I'm not gonna. This one's too close to call. I don't want to pay juice for a pitcher in Erod that I don't believe in. That number's now come down to minus 125 in the Arizona money line. Also, oh shit, the 8.5 is minus 120. This one's going to 9. No, I'm out. I'm outie. Next up, last but not least. All right, don't go too crazy with this one. I have Melton on the road against Emerson Hancock and the Mariners. However, I don't think Melton would be a plus 120 starter. I don't think he's pitcher. So I would just wait on this one. We'll TBD it. When the information comes out, I'll do it again. I'll re-rack and remodel everything. Because I would bet Melton at the money, but I'm not pulling the trigger with an unlisted pitcher knowing you're not getting the fucking push, right? Those days are over. Hancock, worth noting, he's been awesome at home. He has been awesome at home. I know people are kind of shitting on him because, again, he started out so great. Did you really think he was a Cy Young guy? No, I mean, not really. But he's taken a huge step forward. I think this guy is legit. So I expect Hancock to be very good. I don't know if I like the Detroit offense at all, so that's all kind of baked into it. Man, their team totals are both at 3.5. Tigers team total under 3.5 minus 115. I don't like to go under 3.5s. So yeah, I don't want to go too crazy into it because you don't know who's pitching. Man, Tigers have really been awesome last 2 weeks versus righties. I owe them an apology. Did I say anything bad about the Tiger offense? If I did, I'm sorry. So sorry. They're fucking humming right now. Damn, boy. Damn, batting .333 as a squad. Last 300 plate appearances versus righties. .888 OPS. All the disciplinary stuff. Pristine elevation with the power to boot. .397 ex-Wobicon as a squad. Holy crap. What the hell is going on? What's in the water in fucking Detroit? Did I miss something? Oh, all the new sticks. Damn, man. How did I not pick up on that? Fuck me. What an idiot. Yo, I suck, man. I was just writing about this too. Right? Torres came back. Max Clark got the promotion. And his kid, Hao-Yu Lee, is hitting for them as like a fourth outfielder. And they also brought up Eduardo Valencia to spell Dingler. He's like a legit power bat. So maybe I got to pump the brakes on the Detroit a little bit. I don't know if they're necessarily going to like beat up on Hancock, but it would definitely keep me away from that under. And man, Tigers offense kind of coming out of nowhere, right? RKO out of nowhere. Yeah, but again, without a piece, Melton is too critical of a piece to not know if he's pitching to fucking better. So that'll do it. I appreciate you all. You are all the fucking best. I did see you, Josh. You know, rest in peace to your wife, man. And 100 people probably have 100 opinions on where that person's going. I like to think she's heading to the pearly gates. But whether it's, you know, eternal harmony, reincarnation, or, you know, anything in between, my heart really goes out to you, man. And I promise you, I run and I kissed my wife and I ran. I called my mommy. I called my daddy and I texted my mommy, I love you. No shit. Yo, people, build your relationships if they are broken. Strengthen them if they're built. Right? Stop destroying shit. Life is entirely too fucking short. Josh, my heart and love goes out to you, kiddo. Lighting candles for you, saying prayers for you. If you think it matters, I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it anyway. But, we care about you, and the fact that you find it, you know, time to kind of hop on with us. Hopefully we're giving you a little bit of a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Maybe crack a smile. Focus on, you know, work. And I think that's okay. To get back into your passions, right? Get into things that are positive, right? Focus into the kids and stuff like that. Sending you love, man. We do very much care. So enjoy the day, enjoy the pay. When we're done with the book, enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this hard, when it feels a lot less like luck, whatever.